Welcome to Inside Gaming, I'm Brian. It's the weekend roundup. So Ghost of Tsushima has been selling like hotcakes ever since it released last month. It's the PS4's fastest selling original IP, selling more than 2.4 million copies in just its first 3 days. Very impressive. That means it beat out the previous record holder, Horizon Zero Dawn. That's obviously very good company to keep. It's also been really popular in Japan, selling more than 221,000 copies its first week. That was the best launch week sales of any first-party PS4 game in Japan. PlayStation Japan even had to advise customers to buy the digital version because the physical copies were selling out in stores. Now, some big names in Japan are saying, we should have made that game. Okay, it's one person in Japan saying that, but he's a legendary person. In a recent live stream for Sega, the legendary Toshihiro Nagoshi, executive director of the Yakuza games, of course, he loved Ghost of Tsushima, saying that you could really tell the developers did a huge amount of research. He added, to be honest, we were beaten. Honestly, I think that's a game that should be made in Japan. Pretty high praise for a samurai game that was, again, developed in the West. Sucker Punch is out of the US. He added, there's a notion that Westerners don't understand things about Japan, but that hypothesis itself is mistaken. He loved how the game lets players explore the world without feeling heavy-handed. He also really loved the motion capture actors, saying that the care given to their expressions is impressive. He also said that a main character like Jin probably wouldn't have been approved in Japan, saying that he wasn't, quote, particularly handsome, and also typically over there they like their heroes a little bit on the younger side, or as he put it, all this money and development time is being spent on this middle-aged dude. Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that. We can swing swords too. I mean, we might hurt our backs after we swing them, but we can still do it. He also added a lot of praise to the game's so-called Kurosawa mode, saying the Kurosawa mode doesn't simply change the color to black and white, but has more of a technical approach by properly changing the number of frames to that in old movies. Nagoshi wrapped up by saying, there are numerous things I bow my head to, like aiming at setting a game in that time period. I could go on and on. I feel an earnest sense of a job well done. So, very cool compliment, and the game deserves it. Speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, if you finished it, but if you want an extra challenge, Sucker Punch just released an update that adds a new lethal difficulty mode that takes the place as the new hardest difficulty mode. Enemy weapons, more deadly, but so is your katana, so you're more of a badass too. But there's more. Your enemies will be more aggressive. They can also detect you quicker. The parry and the dodge windows are smaller now, so you gotta be on your game more, so to speak. All right, let's move on, talk about some other stories. A beta of the Marvel's Avengers game is coming out really soon. Developer Crystal Dynamics said the beta will be playable across 3 weekends in August, starting on the 7th. That is very close. It'll start with the Golden Gate Bridge section that we saw last year that served as kind of an intro to the game's combat mechanics. It also has a boss battle against the Taskmaster. It'll also have 2 single-player hero stages and later a selection of missions. You can play those either solo or co-op. After that, you'll get access to 4 different Avengers, Ms. Marvel, Iron Man, Hulk, and Black Widow. You can use them in a selection of co-op missions for up to 4 players. Crystal Dynamics also revealed that we'll be getting Hawkeye. Big news. He's coming to the game post-launch. He'll have his own story missions. The full game, of course, is due to release September 4th. It looks like Sony thinks the PS5 is going to be very popular. According to a report from DigiTimes, the life cycle of both the next-gen consoles will be just 5 years. Now, by comparison, the PS4 and the Xbox One are coming up on 7 years. DigiTimes cites sources in Sony's supply chain in Taiwan who say that PS5 shipments may reach 120 to 170 million units during that 5 years. That would be insane. That would be well over what the PS4 sold. That sold 110 million units. That's made it one of the best-selling consoles of all time. Interestingly, they also said Microsoft only planning to ship half of that, about 60 million Xbox Series X's in just 5 years. Meanwhile, a lot of people are planning to snag a next-gen console. According to a survey of 3,000 people in the UK by pop culture agency Experience 12, over half of all gamers plan to buy a next-gen console within 3 months of launch. Most want a PS5. 84% said they were getting a PS5 compared to just 15% who named the the Xbox Series X. Speaking of the PS5, you know those white plates on the side of the consoles? You know those wing-looking things, kind of looks like Orko from He-Man? That's a really, really old reference. Well, anyway, those faceplates might be swappable. That's according to some leaked images from the factory in China where they make the PS5. The images seem to suggest that you can take off the white plates on either side, or maybe that's just a shot of them before they're being installed. I don't know, but if they are easily swappable, that could mean we get some pretty cool customized PS5s, just saying. All right, let's talk about G4. It's been gone for a while, but it is making a comeback. Man, nostalgia, big money these days. The channel's official Twitter account posted a short teaser video during last weekend's Comic-Con at Home event. It had references to a lot of classic G4 shows and finished with the tagline, "We never stopped playing." A cool line there. The channel launched almost 20 years ago, damn, in 2002, and won a lot of gamers' hearts with its shows. And this is back when video games weren't exactly well represented in the mainstream media. Not that they're any better these days, but this was before YouTube, this was before Twitch, and then eventually competition from those proved to be too much. G4 ended in late 2014. We don't know what form this new G4 will take though. Is it gonna be a stream, a series of weekly videos? Nobody knows, but it's definitely gotten people stoked, thinking about the old days. Not that I would ever do that. I never talk about the old days, not me. All right, and finally, Metal Gear Solid 5 players recently hit an impressive milestone in the game. Now, you might need some backstory here. It involves nuclear weapons. You can stockpile them in the online mode that boosts your PF grade. It also, of course, scares other players away from invading your base. But if everyone online gets rid of their nukes, it triggers a special cutscene, and it looks like all of the players on the PS3 version did that, and they unlocked a cutscene showing a big celebration that included Snake and everybody else. It ended with some scary facts about how many nuclear warheads are still in the real world. The cutscene, you might remember a couple years back, it was accidentally triggered on the PC, so we've seen it, but this is believed to be the first legitimate time that somebody pulled it off. Now, time for a 5-second review. Giant spiders? Hell no. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout flings hordes of contestants together online in a mad dash through round after round of escalating chaos until one victor remains. Battle bizarre obstacles, shove through unruly competitors, and overcome the unbending laws of physics as you stumble towards greatness. Leave your dignity at the door, check, and prepare for hilarious failure in your quest to claim the crown. It comes to PlayStation 4 and PC August 4th. Hellbound is a classic first-person shooter style game, just like the good old days. It's an action game focused on speed, gore, guns, and metal. Inspired by the 90s classics with modern visuals and audio, you'll be fighting in hell against unspeakable evils. Sounds familiar here, guys. It's a grotesque game focused on action and speed. Kill demons, find secret items, strafe jump a lot, and of course, shoot some big effing guns. It comes to the PC August 4th. Next up, Skully. On a mysterious remote island, a skull washes up on shore and is reawakened by an enigmatic deity. Dubbed Skully, the newly reanimated being has been summoned to intervene in a war between the deity's three siblings, whose quarrel jeopardizes the island they call home. Fate has bestowed Skully with a second chance at life in quotes, and his adventure will take him across a strange paradise as he seeks an end to the conflict that plagues the land. It comes to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC August 4th. Next up, Brawlhalla. You know what Brawlhalla is. History's greatest warriors brawl to prove who's the best in an epic test of strength and skill. These slugfests are salted with powerful weapons and gadgets. Each weapon you pick up changes your style of play. Of course, it's been on basically everything, but it's coming to iOS and Android August 6th. Fast and Furious Crossroads is an action-adventure game set in the Fast and Furious universe. Gear up for fast, cinematic, non-stop action in a new chapter of the Fast and Furious saga as you hunt down an international crime syndicates and pump the brakes on their plans. With adrenaline-fueled stunts and heists, gadgets, exotic locations, cars, and heroes from the films, Fast and Furious Crossroads casts you right at the center of the action. Form crews with your friends, play online, track and compare your experience with all your stats, match histories, achievements, trophies, and more via the God's Eye-like mosaic system. It comes to PS4, Xbox One, and PC August 7th. Next up, Inertial Drift Forget everything you know about drifting, you guys. Set in a 90s retro future, Inertial Drift is an arcade racer with a unique handling model and unbelievably satisfying twin-stick drift mechanics. Inertial Drift offers a whole new level of accessibility and challenge to the arcade racing genre for a driving experience genuinely unlike anything you've ever played before. It comes to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, August 7th, and finally, Horizon Zero Dawn comes to Steam, you guys. Experience Aloy's entire legendary quest to unravel the mysteries of a world ruled by deadly machines. An outcast from her tribe, the young hunter fights to uncover her past, discover her destiny, and stop a catastrophic threat to the future. Man, that story was really good. Unleash devastating tactical attacks against unique machines and rival tribes as you explore an open world teeming with wildlife and danger. The complete edition for PC includes the big expansion, The Frozen Wilds, which features new land, skills, weapons, and machines. It comes to PC August 7th. That's all the news we've got for you this week, you guys. One programming note, I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so I didn't go anywhere. I'm just on vacation, so I'll see you back here in 2 weeks. All right, bye.
Connor.
Patrick, hi! I'm so excited to talk about video games. Yes. I mean, what are we talking about, right? In this charade?
Yeah, because you don't know. That's right. I haven't told you yet. We haven't planned
I have
this.
no idea what's going on.
No, but you famously, maybe not famously, I don't know. Famously to